This has serious implications for the Ducks. We get into exactly what I'm talking about in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 9% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 91% you have not subscribed yet. We're the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, bringing you Ducks content here on YouTube. I don't believe there's any other Ducks YouTube channels that are worth watching, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to like the video. I want to thank the almost over 300 of you that have already subscribed in this first month that we've been doing the channel, so I appreciate everybody's support. But we got to talk about Mason McTavish. This time we got some kind of some inside information from our friends up north, from Canada, from TSN. So this morning, Eric Johnson of TSN Insiders, they had their roundtable talking about everything that's going on in the NHL in terms of, still free agency, because technically the season still hasn't started. Preseason starts on Sunday for the Ducks as well. Ducks and Kings, Empire Classic, and a lot of the NHL will be having games as well this weekend. But Johnston talked about, the two RFAs that everybody's still kind of talking about, and that's Mason McTavish of the Ducks and Luke Evangelista of the Nashville Predators. Both of these guys without a contract at the start of training camp, which is not what we wanted for McTavish. I mean, this is like repeating the same thing that we had with Trevor Zegras and Jamie Drysdale. So it's unfortunate that we're in this situation with McTavish, but it's the reality. McTavish, a 22-year-old centerman who's coming off a 50-point season. There were discussions this summer, Johnson said, about a long-term deal, but it's been hard to find the right numbers and the right term for both sides, so maybe this ends up being a short-term contract. That is what Johnston of TSN is predicting. But this one I'm watching closely because the Ducks have had some long negotiations with RFAs in recent seasons. Like I've said before, the Drysdale and Zegras situations definitely stand out. Both of those players now with the Philadelphia Flyers. But yeah, I mean, McTavish, there's nothing, we have no contract with him. There's nothing going, this guy does not have a contract to play for the Ducks at this time. It's September 16th, and there's no contract right now. So this is an unfortunate situation, and Frank Corrado of TSN spoke about this morning on TSN 12,000. Corrado said Mason McTavish has to be frustrated with contract talks, right? I mean, that has to be the situation. It's frustrating because he kind of spoke about in this radio interview that unfortunately, of course, I can't play for you here on the channel. But he kind of went over, what is going on and how he thinks McTavish is currently feeling. He kind of spoke about how a lot of the guys that the Ducks have drafted in recent years seem to be kind of not getting their money, right? It seems like the Ducks have been cheap with the players that they have drafted, and then with guys such as Trouba, they're willing to trade for them and pay them the $8 million that they're owed. The Chris Kreider, Michael Granlund also getting a pretty good contract from the Ducks. And then when it comes to the players, the only guy that's really gotten paid is Troy Terry, $7 million a year. And that's about it. Everybody else, was kind of, the Ducks have been cheap with their draft picks. And McTavish, like Corrado was saying, has to feel frustrated because he has done everything in his power to now get a contract with the Ducks. I mean, what more can you expect from Mason McTavish? I mean, honestly, I think last season, Mason McTavish, kind of outperformed what people envisioned for him going into the season. I mean, I really don't think anybody saw the season that McTavish ended up having, especially the second half of last year. McTavish really caught fire. Sure, the Ducks were out of playoff contention, and maybe a lot of people were not really paying attention to the Ducks at that time. But if you were watching the games in February and March and early April, there was definitely a step up in McTavish, right? So, I mean, I think he did everything he could. I don't, also we saw a step up from Leo Carlsson, right? I mean, that was another player that I think played well near the end. But, I mean, I don't know. I just think this is not a good situation. And like Corrado, I agree with Corrado here. I think McTavish has to feel frustrated right now. He has to be. I mean, there's no way McTavish is feeling good right now about the whole situation because he simply just wants to get the money that he thinks he's owed, that he deserves. And the Ducks probably don't feel that way. I mean, I don't know. Some people were saying that the Ducks are not cheap, that Samuelis are not cheap, but I mean, I don't know. I think this situation should have been resolved months ago, and we should not be in this situation. I just really wonder who exactly is to blame here. Is it Pat Verbeek, who doesn't want to give a long-term deal to McTavish, even though it was recently reported by Elliot Friedman that that's not the case, that Pat Verbeek does want to give McTavish a long-term deal. And this is simply a situation of the average annual value per year that McTavish is going to be getting. Now, who actually decides how much money players get per year? Isn't that ownership? I mean, sure, I guess GMs have a say because of salary cap, issues, because you got to be under the salary cap in the NHL. But the Ducks have $20 million in cap space. I mean, come on. I mean, the Ducks do not have any salary cap issues whatsoever. They don't have any salary cap issues. They actually are, some teams do have pretty serious issues when it comes to that. This Ducks team does not have that at all. They have plenty of room to maneuver and make signings and go out and get players. And, it's been tough, right? I mean, it's tough for the Ducks to sign free agents. It's kind of hard to convince guys to come to the Ducks with the way the team has performed in the last few years. But McTavish is not, he's restricted. This guy's a restricted free agent. So, this deal should have been done months ago, and now we're in this situation, and the Ducks, it's rough, right? It's definitely rough for McTavish and the Ducks. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Beckett Sennecke, who played, of course, this past weekend at the rookie showcase games against the Sharks and Kings. Didn't play too good on Friday, and of course Sunday, like this article talks about, Sennecke came out of the cannon in his first shift, flying up the wing into the offensive zone, crashing the net for a tight chance, and later slamming into the boards looking for a big hit. But after that, it was kind of quiet for McTavish, right? He had a secondary assist on a power play with 3 shots on goal, had 5 shots in 2 games. There really wasn't much there for Sennecke. I don't think he's ready for the NHL. Like he said, I think it's a great learning experience for all of us. And, Sennecke is going to have, his fair shot. He's going to, be part of the team when they, open training camp. And he's going to get his chance to play in the preseason, right? And he might even get that 9-game trial before the Ducks have to decide whether to send him back to the OHL. But, I mean, from what, I don't know what people think, but I did not see Sennecke doesn't seem ready for the NHL right now. Of course, we're going to see what he does in the preseason, but at this time, he does not look ready for the NHL, and it's looking like he's probably going back to junior hockey. But of course, we'll have to wait and see how he does in the next few weeks. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Ducks! Woo!